The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Hek'ma Harrison, and Newy Scruggs.
Players Lounge, let's ride. Aristocrat Gaming is the sponsor of the show. All right, guys. You know the crew. Barry Church.
Yes, sir.
Former Cowboy safety.
In the building.
Hek'ma Harrison.
Yes, sir.
Back in the building. I'm Newy Scruggs. Cowboys taking
He's
on
booked.
the Commanders this weekend, going up to Maryland.
The Manders.
Landover.
It's getting ugly.
It might be a home crowd for once.
Uh-oh.
It's Dallas week.
You might actually see. That's true, because every time I played up there, it was a sea of blue going on.
Right.
Sea of blue.
Y'all gonna get a treat. Y'all gonna get a delight.
It'll be a home game.
So it might be a Commanders home game. So Dan Quinn versus Mike McCarthy. Joe Witt Jr., defensive coordinator of the Commanders, against Mike McCarthy. Should be some fun. Former players, Dexter Fowler, Dorrance Armstrong, Tyler Biotish.
Noah Brown out there.
Noah Brown. Don't forget about Noah.
He got his ticket today.
Mr. Game-winning touchdown.
He got his ticket, baby.
As
The family's in town.
as a former player, and then having a player has coaches going up against the former team, what's that like?
Man, it's interesting because I've been on both sides. I've been on sides where, we played a coach that, was with us for a while and went to another team and we're still on that same team. And then I've been that player that's gone to a different team and came back and played the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I've been on losing ends of both, so it's really tough. But with a guy like Dan Quinn, who each one of these players I feel like would have ran through a brick wall. I mean, he was one of the most, motivating coaches that all these players have ever been around. And for them to go against him, I mean, that love in that, that pregame is going to be unreal. He's going to be over. Everybody's going to be trying to go over there, dap him up. Hey, Quinn, what's going on? Hey, what's happening? How are we getting better at this? And then when the game starts, I mean, when you step in between those white lines, you got to buckle them up. And I don't see Dan Quinn, Joe Witt Jr., nobody on that side putting their foot off of the gas going against the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, you got guys like Fowler, Dorrance Armstrong, who, were free agents at the time. Could have got picked up here, but decided to follow Quinn elsewhere. So it's going to be real interesting, but the love at pregame is going to be huge for Dan Quinn because, like I said, all these players, they loved and adored him. So I'm interested to see what they talk about heading into Sunday's game.
Hek'ma, your thoughts about these players and coaches getting together here? It's Dallas week. It's former teammates, former guys who coached. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm with you, Church. I think it's going to be a love fest. But once all of that subsides, it's going to get down to what it is.
Exactly.
And I think Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr., they're going to have something that they want to get off their chest. And you think about it, for Dan Quinn, the last time he saw the Cowboys, it was him up in the booth in that Green Bay game. Boy, he got an opportunity to pack his stuff, get to another place, and have a fresh start.
Yeah, he did.
And a lot has come out after that. I mean, just imagine the success that they're having in Washington right now and what's going on now with the Cowboys. So, man, you talk about two trains going in two different directions right now. And he's got to be feeling like, look, I feel bad for these guys, but at the same time, it's an NFC East opponent. Let's not take all of that out of it. This is a rivalry game. So no matter how you feel about it, the blood between these two programs, two storied franchises, are going to be one where we're trying to take your head off, you're trying to take ours off. And I mean, the pieces that we're missing, guys like, you didn't say Tyler Biotish, but guys like that, they probably have an axe to grind about being here, not being re-signed. Even for Dorrance Armstrong, for a very long time, Dorrance Armstrong was that guy that everybody said was, the Joneses hand-picked dude in the defensive line. And look at the way that he developed. And now moving on to Washington and the success that him and Dante Fowler are having. So I expect for this game to obviously be contentious, along with all the other games that we've had against the Commanders up in Washington. It's for the NFC East. And anytime they can catch the Dallas Cowboys down.
Oh, they going to get it.
Anytime they can catch us down, And this is literally a team that we have dominated. You know, we had a ton of success over the last couple of years. But you come into this one knowing that, man, they got some weapons on that other side, boy. This could get ugly. This could get ugly. But, you know, I think, you know, Coach Mike McCarthy's obviously coaching these guys and telling them, like, look, man, at home we've been getting embarrassed. Yeah. You're going out there with your young guys now, with some of the injuries that you have. You got nothing but pride to play for.
That's it.
And
get back.
And you know, I heard you talk yesterday talking about, you know, guys trying to put in good tape. You know, you got to put that tape in.
You got to. A lot of cats on 1 years right now. And they, you know, what is it, 8 games, 7 games left?
7.
They're not trying to hit free agency with, oh, man, this guy's lost a step. Or, oh, this guy, he can't cover as good as he used to. Or block as good as he used to. These last 7 games, you got to put that tape on there.
Yes,
so
sir.
These other teams can go around and say, oh, okay, he kind of turned it on. Even though they had nothing to play for, this guy kind of turned it on. You know, let's go ahead and show him a little bit of money. I mean, that's the real, you know, deal of the NFL, man.
You got a Washington club that is now 7-4, and 3 more wins should put them in the playoffs. So if you're Washington, you look at this Cowboys team right now. This is a division game and a game you got to get. Just because you're trying to stack some of this stuff up, we got Philly in front of you as well, but you're trying to lock up a playoff spot, and you start looking around, you know, this whole NFC. You got Detroit in first place at 9-1, but then here's Minnesota at 9-2.
Mm-hmm. The whole NFC, what is that, North?
The North,
yeah. They got some Minnesota, Detroit,
Green Bay,
yeah.
Then you go, and right now you look at the West. The West is interesting because you got Arizona in first place at 6-4. Then you've got the Rams, Seahawks, and 49ers all tied for second at 5-5. So you're in a position right now. You're watching. You got to stack this win. Put it in here. Meanwhile, the Cowboys are on the other side of the fence, just saying, "Can we get some guys back here to play?" And who is going to play? Mike McCarthy basically said it'd be hard pressed to see Jake Ferguson, the tight end, this week in concussion protocol. So take him out. Luke Schoonmaker, in my opinion, had a nice game.
No, he played well.
I thought Scoonie made some plays last week when I should say Monday night when Ferguson went out. Marshawn Nealon should be back. Brandon Cook should be back. These are guys that can help you. They need some help here. I don't know if Zach Martin's going to be able to go. We'll see, man. I mean, you were there. We were there Monday night, man. Man, that was hard to watch, bro.
It was.
That was hard to watch.
Struggling to get up. I mean, it was tough. But, I mean, he's a fighter. He's a warrior. So it's going to be tough to keep him off the field as well.
But that turnaround
That's
as
a
a
quick
player,
one.
speak to that from you're talking Monday night
To Sunday?
to Sunday on the road.
Yeah, because that's not like you just going to Houston or you just flying somewhere real quick. I mean, it's a lengthy trip all the way out to D.C. And it's not as bad as the Sunday-Thursday turnaround, but still, that 24 hours comes in handy when you're trying to get your body back together, especially at a guy like Zach Martin who's played, 12, 13 years in the league? So his body's going to take a while to get used to or get back to where he can play and feel confident within himself. And right now, you look at this team, 3-7 right now, you know, it's going to take a lot of motivation. It's going to take a lot to be like, you know, let's go out there and see what we got, especially when you're, as an organization, trying to see what these young players that you got along the offensive line. So if I'm Zach Martin, it'd be tough. It'd be tough for him to get out there on Sunday against the Washington Commanders, especially as it's an early game as well. It ain't like you got time to, you know, get warmed up throughout the entire day, and then you got that Sunday night. Man, it's a short week and an early game. That's just a combination for not playing for an older player.
Hek'ma, you spoke passionately about Zach Martin last week. During that game, you know, had to leave, both ankles hurting here. What are your thoughts about him if he plays and if he doesn't play?
I hope he doesn't. I hope that the training staff, the coaches, I hope that they, you know, that someone sits him down and says, you know, big fella, we got to sit you. We got to sit you, and we got to give these young guys an opportunity. You know what kind of warrior you've played with him, so you know what kind of warrior Zach Martin is. And sometimes when you have guys that have that kind of heart, you got to save them from themselves.
Oh yeah,
you know. And I watched Zach Martin get beat on the play. And come on, like, you know for sure that's not 100%. I don't even know if we did a percentage on Zach Martin right now. He's probably at 40%.
Yeah,
if that. You got knees, you got ankles, you got back, you got shoulder. How does he get up to go out there and compete like that each and every week? But, when you guys talk about the turnaround, I think the turnaround would absolutely be too brutal for him. But when you sign up to be a Cowboy, I know you played 5-6 years. 7 years for the Cowboys. You knew what the schedule was.
Yeah, you're going to get that.
You know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know where your breaks are. You can look at the schedule like, all right, we got this. This is the way it is if you play for the Dallas Cowboys. And, it's getting an opportunity right now, especially with the offensive line, as you were talking about yesterday, getting an opportunity to see guys like TJ Bass. Mm-hmm. Getting an opportunity to see them work together. What kind of going forward, because these are the guys that you're going to be going with. So defensively, getting Nealon back, I think is going to be big for the defensive front if he can provide any push, because even versus Houston's offensive line, and Houston's offensive line was one of those lines I was like, we can get back right.
Yeah. And
we still
ain't sniffing.
We couldn't get right. CJ Stroud working up in the, come on, man. And those are some of the things that you've seen from him as a young player up until now that you kind of question, like, come on, man, pocket maneuverability, time clock in your head, all those things, just was coming along very slowly. Still has a great arm.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys still couldn't put any pressure on him. And, oh, by the way, you still couldn't stop the run. So it's one of those situations for me. These young guys, you got to see what they have. Now, I'm with you when you talk about, there's certain players that you put in. It's like, okay, that's a sign that we are waving the white flag. So there's certain guys that I'm just like, still like, okay. I'm talking about the quarterback position, all right? So let's be clear about that. But the offensive line, I don't know if it can get any worse than what you've already seen. So give these young guys an opportunity.
Oof. Man, it's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Ooh. Got the Bama boys this week, too.
Yeah, one of them.
Oh, one ain't playing?
Yeah, the other one's hurt.
Yeah. Bones Fossil spoke yesterday. I went to the press conference.
So I saw that.
Went to the press conference. Holding strong. Said our guys saw, they the look they were looking for, the alignment, and so went for it.
When did the players get that much power to be able to do that?
And then he said Mike wasn't happy with him afterwards. He wasn't happy. Didn't work out. And I thought, this is the kindness of the Dallas Fort Worth media. Philly, they would have roasted in Boston, New York with tour.
Oh, man.
And it was just, and I think it might have been Clarence. So, is there a time and place? Basically just saying, hey, man, how about situational football? Who cares what they saw? It's the first possession. Houston just scored 2 touchdowns that they only counted 1 for the previous drive. Maybe
say the time and the place.
Maybe we should just do this now. We've got time to order the code red.
And now I'm thinking, was that fake in Atlanta? Was that? Hey, I got this. Hey, y'all be good. I got this first down.
Once again, he said, He said, all right, we're doing film study. He said, I'm proud of the guys. The guys saw the alignment, we're looking for here and decided to go for it. And you're just sitting here and you're listening. And he's like, I got no regrets. And homeboy's standing strong in what he did. Again.
That's wild to me.
And I'm just sitting myself like,
yeah.
Wow.
That's in all my years. I've never especially you always look over it. He gonna give you the all right, we good or we ain't good. You scratch it, goes on to the next one.
Right.
Kill. There was never a chance. And Danny McCray was our special teams captain for years. He never was just like, I see the look. Let's do this, fellas. Like, no, it didn't go down like that.
The first offensive possession in your own part of the field, not like we're near the 50 or on, just.
And it's 4th and 9. It's not 4th and 3, 4th and 4.
My question to you, Barry.
Wow, man.
And I know as soon as that happened, the one person that I wanted the camera to pan to was Mike McCarthy. I just wanted to see his reaction. Because I'm saying to myself, if Mike McCarthy right now is going after Bones Fossil, because to me, with all the heat that I got on me, I'm going after you.
That's what you want to do.
I'm going after one of my coaches because I'm like, I cannot believe that we just did that. And I get this whole, hey, hindsight is 20/20. We get an opportunity to sit back and dissect decisions that are made that don't work out. Okay. That was a bad decision.
That was terrible.
Like you just said, Newy, look, it's situational awareness. These guys just scored on us twice, right?
And he
Don't
said,
do it now.
He said he said it was a player decision to activate the fake because of the look they got. And he said, quote, "That's on me. They were doing what they were coached to do."
So my thing is, Mike had no idea. Like, so as soon as that play happened, he's man, you're right. I would have been crazy. Because I'm getting destroyed in the media.
I'm trying to keep my job.
Y'all talking about, game management, situational aware, and then y'all pull that without me even knowing.
No, I'm at you. I'm at you.
Looking at the, all right, we about to do this next time we get the ball. Yeah. And then you see the ball just get floated in the air. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Nah, I have a problem. I mean, it's just little things like that come out after the fact. I don't know, like, if we sitting down, me and Bones, we in the locker room, look, we're going to go ahead and say, I called that. I'm not going to, I called that. If we're going to stand on some business, we're going to stand on the business that I called it. We're not going to say these guys, that's what they were coached to do. And because it looks like a farce after that. It looks like, man, what are you doing? Ain't no way you called that. And to everybody that was in the arena, anybody that's watching on TV, you're like, what? We just did what? When? How do we know? Wait, did we do that?
Activate. They saw it.
What's the look, though? Like, that's my thing. Because I'm like, obviously they're setting up for a return. So you're going to have people, aware of the fake. It ain't like they was just all out blitz coming after the ball. You have, like, I guess the look is, maybe 9 on the line, and you got the 2 jammers on the outside. Like, it's just.
And you know the difference. You know the difference with because playing special teams, what that look could have possibly been. But it would have definitely been risk reward in that situation. What are we risking? What's the reward? We get the first down, or do we get a touch? Well, what if the look was we're going to outflank them, and this could be an 80-yard. We're going to take this to the house, right? You better have been executing that out there every single day when you got that look for it to be successful 100% of the time. But for it to fail?
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
What?
Activated it, baby. The players activated it.
Hey, if we see this, we might. He over it.
What?
So I got no. What? You ain't give him a tap? Like, hey, I think he might do it right here. I'm
Time out. Exactly. That is exactly what I'm talking. Because if Mike knew, Mike would have said time out.
Right
Ain't no way in hell. Y'all better come on over here. He gonna punt this ball. That's what you gonna do. Ain't gonna try and hit the jumbotron with the ball.
You know what I'm saying? What is we doing?
Man, Bones Fossil stood up there, man.
He did.
He soft Colonel Jessup did. Did you order the code red? Right, I did.
Man.
It was activated. Right, we did.
Can't handle it.
No, brother, no. What is this?
And I saw a tweet from Wanye, the guy who said he saw the look and activated the fake. And he was like, I saw the look. It wasn't on Bones. It wasn't on Mike. I saw the look and I activated it.
I seen it.
What is it?
I seen it in my soul. I saw it.
No, you did.
Right there.
No, you did.
Like, who's it? Are you Dak Prescott at the line talking about, hey, nah,
Omaha.
can. Who are we doing? Omaha. What are we doing?
That's what I'm saying. As a family, we have certain family secrets that we tell before we go somewhere else. Hey, we can't do this now. We're not gonna get out here and act the fool. Now, when y'all talk to the media, when you're on your social, don't give no cues.
That man said that on the online, man. Like, hey, and then he hit that bottom. No regrets. I said, oh man.
That's embarrassing. That hurts. That hurts a little bit. That hurt a little bit.
I'll do it again.
No, you won't.
I saw the look, man.
Wait till we go to the DMV.
No, you better not.
We got something DQ.
Just go and walk to the buses if you do it again.
Just turn it up this week. Wait till Thanksgiving.
Now I'm thinking maybe I was right with the CJ Goodwin when hey, I got this over here. I got the look.
No, you don't.
Activate this, man.
Activate.
Now somebody got to do this. Somebody. No. And that's. I think that's the one thing that's hardest about it is when Mike says, like, Mike has no clue that that's happening. On his watch, and it reflects on him. That's a hard thing to accept.
I wish there was a camera like on the defensive side, like because usually if something's about to happen, you're like, all right, let me keep my helmet on. If they were over there just drinking some water,
They had no idea.
You saw the one on Dak Prescott, the video on Dak Prescott.
Yeah. So nobody had
Nobody
no
knew.
clue.
Nobody knew. And as a team, you're right. As a team, you know when they're about to do a trick
So
play.
you're like, all right, let's get ready because we might have to. Man.
I was looking for Mike. If Mike threw his laminated sheet down and, if he kicked some, threw a bottle, went after Bones because he's right there, But none of that happened.
No heads up, no nothing.
Let's go to break.
Hate to see it.
We got a lot, man. We got a lot of stuff, man. It's been
a lot of stages of grief going around here right now. Yeah. A lot of stages of grief. And checking on the players next. Checking on two good players next. See where their grief is right now. With the Cowboys at 3-7, heading up to take on Washington. He's Hek'ma Harrison. He's Barry Church. I'm Newy Scruggs. This is the Players Lounge, brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming on DallasCowboys.com.
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle?
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Are you the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year? The Dallas Cowboys and Captain Morgan are celebrating extraordinary, inspiring, and original fans. Nominate yourself or the biggest Cowboys fan you know for a chance to be named the 2024 Fan of the Year and win prizes, including a trip to Super Bowl 59. Visit DallasCowboys.com/Fan of the Year. Go Cowboys! Back to the Players Lounge.
Cowboy Nation, Amanda Foster has been named your 2024 Dallas Cowboy Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan, for her dedication to the team and spicing up the game. Vote for Amanda to be named the ultimate NFL Fan of the Year at NFL.com/Fan of the Year.
Thank you, Hek'ma Harrison. You're in the Players Lounge, brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming. Barry Church is our former player. He played for the Dallas Cowboys and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm Newy Scruggs here. All right. There are stages of grief. You go through a tough time. You go through a loss. And right now, the Cowboys are grieving. Fans are grieving. Team's 3-7. Jerry Jones yesterday, Monday night, sounded like he had some acceptance about, okay, man, it's 3-7 now. I kind of can't lie. So these are the stages of grief. Shock is the first one. Denial. Anger. Bargaining. Depression. Acceptance and hope. Then processing grief. Right now, I think we're all in different points here. You're at a different point. We're all in different points here. I'm at acceptance. 3-7. That's me. It's 3-7.
It is what it is.
You can't stop the run. You can't run the ball. Dak Prescott's not here. Hey.
You are what your record says you are.
Parcells speak, yes. But I'm not a player. Not a player.
Yeah.
They see things differently. Mike McCarthy, you talked to Mike McCarthy at the press conference yesterday. Hey, Mike McCarthy, man, we going to start Cooper Rush. We out here trying to win games. Trying to play this Trey Lance thing, trying to win some games.
Yeah.
So he's in a different place. Micah Parsons' podcast is The Edge. does for Bleacher Report. He had Trayvon Diggs with him. And I think that Micah, listening to this cut here, Chris will play it. I think that Micah and Diggs are at the bargaining point here. And they say in bargaining, says the bargaining stage is about making promises to yourself or a higher being, asking the universe for a chance to get things right. That's what they say bargaining is. Listen to this.
I'm going to put this out there. We're a damn good football team. I know the scores ain't showing it, and I know obviously people feel like we got so many missing pieces, but I just truly believe like you almost got to go to things like the things that we messing up on. Like I think our defense is really turning things around. Like up until that last quarter when they got that touchdown defense, we only really gave up those 2 touchdowns in that first quarter. But other than that, we gave up 6 points in the other 2 quarters. So, like, yeah, I just know that, like, say what you're going to say.
I agree. I think that, like, you know, the work that we be putting in the facility and, you know, it's hard to overcome. And, you know, it's hard to just win the game with defense and hard to just win the game with offense. It got to be all 3 cylinders, offense, defense, special teams. Everybody got to be clicking in one. But I feel like we got a really good football team. I agree with you. Like, we really do.
Yeah, I just hate that, you know, the score don't really show how good we actually are. And I hate that, you know, it seems like, especially for me, you know how good of a coach Al is and how good of a coach I think Zim's doing. For you know, I'm just speaking defensively. How good, you know, our coaches have been. You know, I just hate that outcome because our coaches is really doing an amazing job. And
and they study hard too, just to have a game plan for us, just to try to help us, win a football, and you know, it don't be working out.
So that's the players. Heck, you played college football at the highest level. Barry, you played here in the NFL. When the season's going the way it's going, and you hear this. And I don't know where ESPN took it to. They took it, but I'm talking about just guys in the room who are putting in the work there. What did you hear? Was it the denial? Was it just the bargaining? Just from the standpoint of this, the grief part? Because they didn't expect to be 3-7 right here. Thought this was going to be a playoff team.
Can I go shock? Can I go shock? Can I say you're shocked? You're clearly in a situation where nothing you could not have foreseen being in a 3-7. Could you have foreseen the injuries and just where your team is right now? I think every week, and I don't listen to Micah's podcast unless we share something in the group or you see something online, and everything is a knee-jerk reaction to something that's being said by the Cowboys each and every week. And you saw it a couple weeks back when Dak was standing there. We effing stuck, in that. And so it's crazy how the parallels is like Dak says we suck, Micah says we have a good team, and everybody jumps on it. But there's no in-between on it, right? But you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. I don't know what Micah is supposed to say. I don't. Is he supposed to go on his podcast and say, we are terrible? Our coaches are terrible. Go back to what happened with him and Mike McCarthy that was blown out of proportion, that was blown up and has him with the media protests and all of that going on. But what should the reaction be? And I know for everybody that's old school, they feel like, man, just shut up. Don't say nothing, right? How about don't do a podcast at all? But that's not their generation. That's not where we live. And these guys they're going to control what they feel like is controlling the narrative. But when you come away from situations like this and you look at the way that you lost this game to Houston, no matter what he's pointing out, you gave up 141 yards rushing. You gave up 3 rushing TDs, right? Yep. And Joe Mixon. And it's like, I get your words, and if you're trying to pump up your squad, you're trying to be and trying to galvanize the troops, I get it. But it's not to people that are watching the game. I guess they're asking the question like, is he joking? Like, is he playing? Because I just saw this. I just saw what my man Nico did out. We just saw this. Yeah. And This is a team that has been giving up big yards at home. This is a team that defensively, everybody comes into AT&T Stadium says that if our running game was struggling over there, don't worry, it'll be right once we get over here. These are offensive lines that are bad offensive lines over there, but when they get here, they're a good offensive line. And so I understand when you're in the heat of it, you got to try and lead your team. You got to tell these guys, look, man, hey, we got to circle the wagons, all of those things, get back to basics. Yeah. All that's good talk. But at the end of the day, you got a game coming up on Sunday at 12 o'clock in Maryland against a team that's going to try and embarrass you.
100%.
And it don't matter about what you say.
Yeah. For me, from the player's standpoint, I get what he's saying as far as, because what else you going to say? Just like you said, you can't go out there and tell, the media or your team, man, we eat Evans, because that's just going to bring the entire locker room to a standstill. And that's the last thing you want to do is lose a locker room with still 7 or 8 weeks left in the season. You still got to go out there and you still got to put good football on the field. And there's guys like we talked about earlier that are on 1 years, that are on, kind of prove it situations. And you still want to play hard for those guys. So I understand that. But the stage I'm saying that these guys are in right now, it's got to be denial for me, And like I said, what else do you want them to say that they're bad? But it is what it is. It's not like one side of the field is playing good and the other side is not playing good. This isn't, the Chicago Bears, where the Bears defensively have been outstanding, but the offense just can't get it going. It's not that case. All three phases now, outside of Brandon Aubrey, the kicker, because he's balling out of control.
Set him aside.
He's over here somewhere. You good, B. You good over here.
Room.
You straight over here. But everyone else in these phases has a part of what they're doing. Yeah. Defense can't stop a nosebleed. Offensively, they can't get out of their own way. Penalties just can't seem to, get that connection going offensively. Right. And then you got fake punts and all this other stuff. So all three phases are playing bad. And this is just not a really good football team right now. And I believe it's been like that since the beginning. When you look at it, everybody, including myself, thought this team was a little bit more talented, than what they've been able to put out. Injuries got a little piece of that as well. But right now, this is not a very good team. And but I just don't know what what else he was supposed to say. Yeah. You can't lose the locker room. So I get it from that standpoint. But overall, I think it's a denial stage, man.
I can go with denial. I can go with that. I can go with any of them. Yeah. Really? Shock. I can go with shock. I can go with all that. But the reality is at 3-7, this is who you are. And the very things that we had concerns about before the season, we probably didn't hit the DEFCON 5 button enough. Yeah. We were concerned, as we said on the Players Lounge, worried about the D-line, being able to stop the run. What we didn't foresee is injuries. Yeah. You didn't see Tank, Micah Parsons, Deron, just guys at all the levels. And we're not just about guys, we're about your best guys. Yeah. And then that you couldn't run the ball. You thought maybe, but none of us thought Ezekiel Elliott would be it. The guy had one carry on Monday night. Yeah. Nobody saw it. So you couldn't run the ball. And then your offense, you didn't think Zach Martin was going to fall here. No one saw Terrence Steele just falling off a cliff. So what is it?
I'm sorry.
I gotta hear your thoughts on that because Danielle Hunter.
What is? Did we not? Did we not? Did we not? We made that Pro Bowl. Look, you know what? I'm
spinning.
And man did a Euro step on him, cuz.
I ain't never seen that. I ain't never seen that.
Yo, what? What are we doing? That's still the drop off is surprising, but that's like you say DEFCON 5. There's no way that we would have thought that Terrence Steele would have turned into that, right? Yeah. There's no way that you. Obviously, we know Tyron Smith is leaving, going to the Jets. We're bringing in a rookie, but our left tackle is going to struggle to this point. Like it's going to be that bad, and it's getting to the point where you can't give enough help. You can't put enough tight ends out on the field. And in this game versus the Commanders, load it up.
They got to rotate, a mean rotation.
You got to load it up. I don't care how big, man. If the aim is to run the ball, because Dan Quinn is still Dan Quinn, he's still going to give up yards in the run. We can't run the ball though. So what do you do? Both tight ends out there. Everybody, come on.
Because it can't be like last game plan where the man threw, what he throw, 55 times.
If you, listen, now that's the thing. That's the recipe for disaster. Yeah. That's how guys are. That's how Dak was taking way too much punishment, yo. I don't care. Like, Dak was getting hit after throws, sacked. I mean, he was dustier than a rodeo clown, man, after this game. He was getting tore up.
Yeah, he was.
He was getting tore up. And I don't know, look, for the people that's talking about Trey Lance, where, what, how, what offensive line? You're not going to be able to protect him. He's not going to be able to get any timing on anything. And Cooper Rush I don't want to call it improvising, but it's because the awareness of the offense, he's just getting rid of the ball. And God bless him for just throwing it away.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take this lick.
Bless the 4 picks they dropped.
Yeah, my boy was.
Hey, wait a minute.
Name.
Yes. Because that's just Cooper Rush doing this.
Get it away.
Get it away. Hot potato.
Look out. Somebody yelled at, look out.
Oh,
I mean, on that one, and it was on the one, I don't know if Zach was hurt on this. I think he went down when he gave up the sack. Ooh. That was a mean, like, Cooper Rush took a shot.
Yeah.
And when the quarterback get up and adjust his jersey, you see him blink his eyes, it's like, oh, he felt that. Yeah. That was in his soul.
What they say in the chops. He ate right in the chops.
Ooh, wait.
Ooh,
and that hurt. That hurt.
Brother,
hurt for him.
Brother, All right, let's get our final break in right here. Players Lounge brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming on DallasCowboys.com.
Hey, Danny McCray here for Smoothie King. You know every great workout deserves a great reward. So treat yourself right with new coconut smoothie bowls. Made with real fruit, crunchy, purely Elizabeth granola, creamy coconut, and topped with the chocolate hazelnut or honey drizzle. With 2 new flavors, it's perfect for you and the workout buddy. So you both can stay on track even after you leave the track. Scoop up new coconut smoothie bowls only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2024 NFL season, Boss teamed up with the Cowboys and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection. The Boss Cowboys collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Arriving just in time for the start of the season, the distinctive attire from the latest Boss Cowboys expansion offers sports aficionados and true bosses the chance to show their team spirit and style. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, HugoBoss.com, and Boss retail stores. # be your own boss.
Raising Cane's presents the other rules of football. Rule 1, any broadcast without the express edition of cook-to-order Cane's chicken fingers is prohibited. Rule 12, no crinkle-cut fries, Texas toast, or craveable Cane sauce constitutes an illegal formation. And Rule 31, anybody who loves to feed their game face is an eligible receiver of Cane's. When it comes to winning game day, Cane's rules. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love. Go Cowboys.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Capture a frame-worthy family holiday photo with Santa at the Star, presented by Monument Realty. Santa will be spreading holiday cheer at the Cowboy-themed cottage in the Star District from November 22nd through 24th. For more information and to book your visit, head to thestardistrict.com/Santa.
Hek'ma Harrison is here.
Oh, get down.
Barry Church, former Cowboy safety. I'm Newy Scruggs.
Clear. God. That's a bad luck. I'm glad I had a praying grandmama, boy. Them prayers would have covered me in that situation.
Jeez.
The Lord would have just, whoop,
not bad. I said,
what?
Oh my goodness.
Church, you are.
Oh, man.
That's bad, boy.
Man, that was a bad look, man. Shout out to Guyton, man.
Speaking of bad looks, Church, you're younger than us. So after a while, something hits 20 years. You went, really? That was 20 years ago? Because it won't feel like 20 years ago. But we all remember this. 20 years ago today, damn, it's 20 years ago, was the Malice in the Palace.
Oh, yeah, I was 16.
Yeah, man.
You was 16?
Yeah.
You what?
Yeah.
The Malice in the Palace.
When was that?
It was a Friday night. It was a Friday. It was like a Friday night when that happened. And I remember sitting at Channel 5 and I'm watching it live. Like, oh, we got a new lead.
No.
You got a new lead.
How did they not go to commercial break on that? Like, they filmed it all. Like, it was
sometimes it's so bad you can't take your eyes off of it. Man. It was a train wreck.
If you don't remember, fans, this was when the Pistons and the Pacers, who were Eastern Conference heavyweights at the time, and the fans, fans got on the court, and one of them went after Ron Artest, and they started throwing. Man. Anyway, man, it was players up in the stands fighting fans.
Steve Jackson
was up there.
Jackson, and this was, I mean, truly, this was about fool around and find out. All those fans who go talk all that noise, and they found out that day.
Oh, buddy squared up to him too. Like,
no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Man,
hey, that's what it was. The devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other. The angel was trying to tell him, "Don't do this.
Just go back to your seat." Oh, buddy squared up. Man, I'm like, dog.
Ron Artest is 6'8". He hit that dude from across the street.
Just I said, oh, they went down like stumbling and bumbling.
It's on social media, man. You just see the dude. What he actually went up on the floor.
He did.
And he tried to square
up. Like, what's up? What's up?
Wait a minute.
What's up?
This is the guy. This is the dude that got hit.
Yeah.
And it's just on social media, man.
He said, what's up?
So,
what's up?
So Rick Carlisle was the coach of the Pacers. And dude, I won't lie, man. I don't know. We never said it in the media, but we all kind of had a thing each year to try to get him to talk about it.
Oh, man.
Hey, I mean, I know you know the Malice in the Palace. He won't. I mean,
he won't say nothing.
No, he's mad about. First off, he was coaching Indiana.
Yeah,
they had a team that could have made the finals.
No,
they were good.
Yeah.
That was a legit good team.
Reggie was looking good that year.
So that thing was all toward, and Larry Brown was coaching the Pistons. And when Larry was at SMU, we tried to get Larry to talk about it. He's like, I ain't talking about it. They for them, this was an affront to basketball. Just like what they witnessed and saw. I'm ashamed that I was a part of that. Even do they? So we always try to get to talk about it. But I'm telling you, man, that day I was like, yeah, all you folks who talk that noise to these players, I must do. Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
It had to be that liquid courage, man.
Oh man, it was beautiful. I love.
Ain't enough liquid courage to run up on Ron Artest.
Right, Ron Artest. Then they went into the stand.
Oh man!
But I was like sitting there. We need to change our sportscast.
Yeah. He saw the dude threw the cup, and then when Steve Jackson started running up, he like,
wasn't me, dog.
Not me. It was him.
Get him.
I had to do it. Nah, man, that
was ugly.
Hey,
man.
You learn a lot about people, boy, in situations like that. And hey, for the Pacers, you recognize you ain't want no smoke with the Pacers.
Steven Jackson tells a great story. They're in the locker room afterwards, and he says, Ron says to him, "Hey man, you think we gonna get in trouble?"
Yeah, it's over, Ron. It's over, man.
Ron Artest.
Yeah, we are.
It's over.
Ron Artest for Queens, New York. So yeah, Ron. I think we'll be lucky if we ever play basketball again in life ever.
The best thing is that in the National Football League, you can't get that close. You can't get that close.
Thank God.
Yes, because the things that you hear that are said, thank goodness you can't get close. But yeah, man, that was something. But I always would try and get Rick Carlisle. Everybody would.
Weren't they all mad at Ron because that team could have went, and then he went to Lakers and got one, right?
Yeah,
that was I'm telling you, that was a championship team. Yeah. That was a championship team that Rick Carlisle had with the Pacers. It was a good team, man. Those were the two best teams in the East. I mean, they were really good teams. But yeah, man, 20 years ago. 20 years ago.
BC was 16.
I was whipping those. I was whipping them ass.
He was young one. Like a rock.
Young snapper.
Like
young
a rock.
snapper out here, man.
16.
16 out here.
Wow. Yeah, the Malice and the Pals, baby.
That's
All
wild.
time. If you have not seen I think it's either 30 for 30 or it's a Netflix one. Anyway, watch it.
I saw that one. It was pretty good.
You will laugh. You will laugh. But then Bill Burr had a great comment. Like, remember that time when the fans started? They thought they could go out there and get with the players. They got what they deserve.
They won't do that again.
He squared up.
That's what it did. That's what the Malice in the Palace taught a lot of civilians. Don't do that.
Well, now we have more people. Like you saw the dude following Jason Kelsey.
Oh, yeah.
Out there at the game.
Crazy.
Right, talking crazy. He took his phone and smashed it. Then he had to apologize. What you apologizing for?
Ran up on me.
Man, people got a lot more liquid courage these days and everything, and they could do something there. But, yeah. Malice in the Palace. Thank goodness the NFL's you can't get near the players, man. Thank goodness, because if those were NFL players instead of basketball,
somebody would have been hurt severely. That would
got more players too.
Yeah,
It
wouldn't have been right. It wouldn't have been right.
Basketball had some good fights, man. Yeah, some good.
Back in the day, now the back in the day fights.
See, back in the day for me was when Kobe fought. Kobe fought. Who was that? He fought in the hallway.
You just need to stop right there.
Who was that?
Just stop right there.
Are you talking about against the Knicks?
Was it Sacramento?
So
you know what I'm talking about?
You talking about Steve Jackson, Christie?
Was it Doug Christie?
First off, you said Kobe, so stop right there. Okay.
Yeah,
he got lumped up a little bit.
There were no fights.
It was fighting in the alley. Well, not the alleyway. The little when they walk out.
I thought that was Christie.
Was that Doug Christie?
That was
light skinned cat. Yeah. That was Doug Christie.
Yeah, that was Christie.
Those were not fights.
Those little scrap ups.
Right. Those were dust ups, sir.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to wrap around. Was it? Who hit Rudy Tomjanovich?
Rudy Washington.
Yes. That was hard.
The punch.
Yeah,
that's the one he ran up on him, but dude swung him broke his whole face.
Yes.
On the court.
Yes. That's the book, The Punch, about that. Yes, it's Kurt Rambis going up for a layup and then get clotheslined by Kevin McHale. It's Barkley punching up on Lambeer, and then somebody else beat up on Lambeer, and then the Celtics said they just watched it.
Nah, man, it's
a different.
They had to stop that though. They had to stop them brothers. Hey, everybody's getting way too big. And then Shaq came into the league. It was like, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna stop all this fight.
Didn't Shaq and Chuck go at it?
Yeah, he threw a punch at Shaq. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord he missed. They might not be friends. He connected on there. Shaq tried to take Chuck's ear off.
Shaq went after somebody. It was some center he went after, and thank goodness he missed him too. But
that's the white dude from Chicago.
They say.
Yeah. I can't think of his name.
Got hands, huh? That's what y'all say.
He's 7'4".
You seen Shaq in person before?
He's 7'4".
Have you been okay?
That's a big dude, man.
That's a big dude, man. A big dude. He was trying to go after Kobe once, and they told Kobe, "You better leave." He's looking for go. They told him go.
Get out the back door.
Go.
Huh?
Right. They said no, go.
There was a phase when brothers was going through this. They were wearing those oversized suits, with the big shoulders.
Yes.
And Shaq had the big top hat on in the club out here in Dallas. I swear to God, I walked in the club and I saw Shaq standing in the corner, and I said, "That is what Goliath looked like." To the people in the Bible.
You should have seen it with the Century Club back in the day. The Century Club in L.A. Man. All right, fellas.
Big dude,
all right, let's
he
do
was
the plays
16,
tomorrow,
man, with the Malice in the Palace.
16 on the block.
Crazy.
Young Barry Church.
Stuart Scott was on ESPN. That was crazy when I watched that. That was crazy.
Man, are we ever going to talk about the fact that Mike Tyson didn't go to Baylor Scott and White? Are we going to ever talk about? Did y'all
watch that? Did you watch that?
Yes,
man,
of course I watched it. Of course I watched it.
Man,
I never got anything. Okay.
I was.
Hey, man. Look, it was what we thought.
He did go 8. But it was like, man, come on.
That was not.
Dude was carrying him.
Man,
Nah, man. Come on, y'all. Tell us. See, y'all being real light about it. What happened to Mike in the locker room with the whole turnaround with the cup on, man, and all of that, man? What's up with Mike and them legs, man? Mike
tripped on the way into the.
What are you doing? Come on now.
The dude had 8 blood transfusions in June.
I don't want to
trying to fight, getting his fight, man.
Y'all didn't say nothing. Okay, all right.
I mean,
okay,
come on.
Y'all being real nice.
What we
this
say?
The Players Lounge.
Said it was.
Y'all.
This was WWE, except it was in a ring. Boxing ring. This was not boxing. This was entertainment.
They got
sports entertainment.
Chris, how many people? It was
72,000 people showed up at Jerry World, and then tried to act like they was mad that they didn't see a real fight.
Hate to see
And
it.
60 million people watched it on Netflix.
I was one.
Mad because they didn't see a real fight. When we said right on the Players Lounge, it was going to be entertainment.
Yeah.
It was going to be entertainment. And thank goodness that Jake Paul carried him, and they decided, I guess they had to go 8 rounds, get paid good money, and nobody got hurt because we didn't want to see that.
Man, I thought it was going to be a real deal.
Me too.
Man.
Me too.
Why?
I mean, I just
Why?
figured at some point I'm like, man, a fight gonna break out. At some
Somebody
point,
gonna get hit and they gonna be
and
like,
then
damn all this.
Right about the
Man.
3rd round, I was like, oh hell.
Most action you saw was that fake punch that Mike threw when he slapped. That was it.
That was it.
That was the most you saw. All right, Hek'ma Harrison, Barry Church, I'm Newy Scruggs. Thanks to Chris Beam,
paid,
everybody
though.
here.
We did get
This is a
paid.
Players Lounge brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming. Talk to you tomorrow.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?